All right, guys, so watch this video for Wednesday, June 8th. A little bit of a kind of a topping tail there on the SPY after it broke these highs from last November. You kind of have a little, almost like an inverse head and shoulders, or you could maybe say a cup and handle. But look at the volume. I mean, it's just no volume here. It's summertime trading, so I don't get excited about any little one-day candles formation. So all I can do is keep an eye on the recent high flyers and look for intraday setups, make my money, and get back to cash before the close. So one thing I want to watch tomorrow, VLTC, a nice little volume spike today. Gave back a lot of the gains, but that doesn't mean we don't get maybe a red to green, a low risk entry tomorrow. So that one goes on watch. DRWI, also kind of a recent high flyer, had this massive move, and then coming out of trying to come out of a nice base here on a little bit of extra volume. Also gave back some of its gains, so maybe red to green, something like that. Not very excited about this list, but hopefully it just takes one. It just takes one gapper or one of these to set up nicely. I always tell people you don't have to overtrade and you don't want to overtrade. I log in every day. I just need one good trade a day, even just a decent trade to make a decent living, right? That's kind of my mindset. So no one can accuse me of overtrading. I think I took 3 trades all day today, and my biggest winner wasn't even on the watch list, and it was just more of a gut reaction. Hey, I'll show you real quick. URRE was ripping, and you can see it reversed. But URRE looked like this, and UEC looked like this. So there are a couple low-priced uranium plays, and my brain went right to, hey, I remember this LEU was a crazy mover, low-priced uranium play from a while back, and it had not yet broken. So jumped on the mic, and again, this isn't on the results page because I jumped on the mic and said, hey, keep an eye on this LEU, but I mean, pretty much as I was talking, I was grabbing it and it started to come up. So I actually got filled right here on the high of day break, but it wasn't something. I pride myself in not being one of these chat room guys that says, oh, by the way, I just took this, and then have everybody pile in. I try to give all the triggers and stops idea ahead of time. So this one, I was just able to jump on the mic and I was able to grab it, but no one, could have got in. I didn't give a trigger and stop because it was already moving, I guess. So then when it got up nicely over 4, I started unloading. So I actually had a decent trade in that, made over $900. But again, it won't be on the results page because it was just wasn't timely. And speaking of that, I'm digressing a little bit from the watch list, but I wanted to share something with you here if I can find it. This is what I wanted to share with you real quick. This CALI, I tweeted something earlier on StockTwits or Twitter about new traders should never chase these low floaters, especially if a guy's running a chat room and just jumping in up here and adding here. Okay, this is a 1-minute candle, all right? So if you're a brand new trader and you're trying to mirror a guy running a chat room and he's jumping in at 380 and adding at 4, right? And so you bring up CALI and you start, hey man, I'm gonna take 5,000. This guy's good. I'm gonna take a $5,000 market order, and it's you might be the one that got filled at 440, and literally 3 minutes later it's at 340. Stuff like this is super dangerous, and I saw some people celebrating big gains. You literally had to take that and sell within the first 60 seconds of trading. Look at the daily candle here. And people were saying what a great gap and go that was. Man, you have got to be careful and understand. I trade the low float gap and go plays, but I have a method that it has to meet certain parameters. I never ever jump in on that opening 1-minute candle that's just pushing higher. Those more often than not actually fail. So it's just and again, seasoned traders, fine. You don't even need to hear my words. But if you're a newer trader trying to mirror somebody trading these, that is super dangerous, and you're probably not going to be trading long if you don't put together some kind of rule set of your own, because that you can just get destroyed. You can just get destroyed literally in like 10 minutes. You can be out of the trading world if you're a new trader trying to trade a small account and trying to mirror somebody on stuff like that. So anyway, that's my little cautious tale, I guess. Let's see. So let's go back to the daily here. I already talked about that one. CBYL. You had this gap down and a long base. Now you're getting some volume where it popped here, it popped here, it popped again here. Kind of got up into this gap right here. And you've got a high on nice volume the other day, lower high and lower high still. So it's just kind of a little flag on the daily. Want to watch that for a potential long. See if we can't break through that flag. This BOSC, no trades today, but it just goes back on bounce watch. Seems like it's finding buyers under 3. So potential long. This one had this huge move back here and then a bounce, and now you're down a couple days. But again, finding buyers under 3. So let's watch that. See if it can't get some volume tomorrow and maybe push up. LBIO, over 10 million shares a couple sessions ago and a couple lower highs on the daily. Potential move higher. MOC, now this is a weird chart, but they did have news the other day. I think on, if this is the right symbol, and I'm not going to take the time to look it up, but you can make sure you double check this. I think this was on news with a contract with the TSA or something. So, you know, over almost 3.5 million shares on the gap update. And there's another example when it gapped and reversed. But now it's almost filled the gap. It did find some buyers today. That one actually might give a nice bounce tomorrow because it did have news. It wasn't just gapping on no reason. And the news actually sounds good. So Smith & Wesson, SWHC, just goes back on watch. A little bit of a bottoming tail here through the 200-day. And then CLRB just goes back on watch. I keep these things when you have a big move, a lower high, and then you're just getting real quiet. Look, almost no volume today. You have this on watch because it might just get an intraday pop, and if you have it on a chart, you can catch a trade in it. So I'm not in love with this list, but you know, it's been actually a pretty good trading summer so far. When I say summer, I guess I basically mean June 1st. I know it's technically not summer, but it's been pretty good trading because a lot of the low floaters are moving like crazy. Just make sure you have a system to trade them so you don't get killed. And hopefully we'll find some gappers in the morning. It just, like I said, it just takes one good gapper. I can make my daily goal and then just kind of relax for the rest of the day and see if I can't add to it with a couple more trades. But I'm going to leave it at that. Enjoy the rest of your evening, and we'll talk to you tomorrow.